Creating Wealth, Using the Subconscious Mind. A chronicle of discipline, perception, and inner alignment. This is not a speech about money. Money is only the echo. This is a speech about the mind that produces it. Because before wealth ever shows up in your hands, it is already established in your thinking. Your financial reality does not begin in the economy. It does not begin in opportunity. It does not begin in luck. It begins within. In the Chronicles of Life, one truth repeats itself across every story, every generation, every rise and fall. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner order, and disorder in the mind will always create disorder in results. Most people believe wealth is something external, something chased, something granted, something withheld. They believe money is controlled by systems, governments, or circumstances, but those are only secondary forces. The primary force is perception. Your subconscious mind is not logical. It does not argue. It does not reason. It does not debate. It accepts. Whatever you repeatedly tell it, through words, habits, emotions, and self-talk, it records as truth. And then it builds your life to match. If your subconscious believes money is scarce, you will unconsciously repel opportunity. If it believes wealth is dangerous, you will sabotage progress. If it believes you're not worthy, you will self-limit without realizing it. Not because you want to fail, but because your identity demands consistency. Here is the first law of wealth. You do not rise above your self-image. You rise only to the level your subconscious believes you belong. Most people work hard but think poorly. They grind externally while reinforcing limitation internally. They say they want abundance, but rehearse fear. They say they want freedom, but cling to survival thinking. And the subconscious always chooses familiarity over improvement. Even if familiarity is painful, this is why some people receive opportunity and waste it, and others receive nothing and still build. The difference is not intelligence, it is mental conditioning. Your subconscious mind is shaped long before adulthood, through childhood conversations, through observed behavior, through emotional experiences around money. What you heard, what you saw, what you felt. If money was associated with stress, conflict, guilt, or lack, your subconscious learned avoidance. If wealth was framed as selfish, corrupt, or unreachable, your subconscious learned resistance. And now as an adult, you call it reality. But it is not reality. It is programming. Wealthy individuals are not free of fear. They are free of financial identity confusion. They think differently, not magically, but consistently. They expect solutions. They look for leverage. They assume responsibility. Their subconscious is trained for expansion, not survival. Here is the uncomfortable truth. Most people are not poor because of circumstances. They are poor because their subconscious is loyal to a limited identity, and the mind will protect identity at all costs. To create wealth, you must first disrupt familiarity. That means noticing what you say to yourself when money is mentioned. Do you tense up? Do you feel resistance? Do you feel doubt? Those reactions are not random. They are signals. The subconscious mind responds to repetition and emotion, not intention. You cannot affirm abundance once and live in fear the rest of the day. The dominant emotional state always wins. This is why discipline matters. Not motivation. Discipline rewires identity. Every wealthy outcome begins with internal order. Clarity of direction, clarity of standards, clarity of purpose. A man without direction spends impulsively. A man with direction allocates intentionally. Your money follows your vision. No vision, no structure. In the Chronicles of Life, wealth is never framed as excess. It is framed as capacity. Capacity to choose, capacity to protect, capacity to build, capacity to serve without resentment. Wealth is not luxury. Wealth is optionality. The subconscious mind does not respond to wanting. It responds to being. You cannot think like someone desperate and live like someone disciplined. Identity always comes first. So the real work is internal. What do you believe about effort? What do you believe about patience? What do you believe about delayed gratification? Because wealth is slow at first, and only the disciplined stay long enough to receive it. Your subconscious must be trained to tolerate boredom, to tolerate repetition, to tolerate delayed results. Most people quit not because it's hard, but because their subconscious is addicted to stimulation. Financial freedom is built in quiet, while others seek validation, while others seek applause, while others seek comfort. The disciplined seek alignment. Here is another truth. Your subconscious believes what you consistently act on, not what you say. If you say you want wealth, but avoid learning, the subconscious records avoidance. If you say you want freedom, but overspend, the subconscious records impulse. If you say you want growth, but remain undisciplined, the subconscious records stagnation. And then your life reflects it. Wealth requires delayed emotional gratification. That is why few achieve it. Most people want relief, not results. The subconscious mind also mirrors your environment. Who you listen to, who you learn from, who you observe. If you surround yourself with fear, scarcity, and complaint, your subconscious adapts. If you surround yourself with discipline, clarity, and execution, your subconscious evolves. Environment shapes identity. Identity shapes outcomes. This is why isolation is sometimes necessary, not loneliness, but focus. You cannot rewire your mind in chaos. Wealth begins when you stop asking, how can I make more money? And start asking, who must I become? The subconscious responds powerfully to visualization combined with action, not fantasy. Vision with execution. When you repeatedly see yourself as capable and act in alignment, the subconscious adjusts expectation. And expectation guides behavior. You stop hesitating. You stop shrinking. You stop self-sabotaging. Not because you forced confidence, but because your identity changed. This is why self-respect is foundational to wealth. A man who respects himself, keeps promises to himself, honors discipline, controls impulses, protects his future, and money flows naturally toward responsibility. Wealth avoids chaos. It seeks structure. Understand this. The subconscious mind does not want wealth. It wants certainty. So you must make wealth feel familiar. Through repetition, through education, through disciplined action. Slowly, quietly. You do not need to believe overnight. You need to consistently act against limitation. Every disciplined decision sends a signal. Every delayed purchase strengthens identity. Every hour invested compounds internally before it compounds financially. Eventually something shifts. You stop reacting emotionally to money. You start directing it, and direction creates growth. This is the final truth. Your financial reality is not waiting for permission. It is waiting for alignment. Alignment between thought and action. Alignment between identity and behavior. Alignment between vision and discipline. Money does not make the man. The man makes the money. Again and again. So if your results have been limited, do not shame yourself. Observe yourself. Reprogram gently, train patiently, act deliberately. Because once the subconscious accepts abundance as normal, the external world has no choice but to follow. This is not motivation. This is conditioning. And life always rewards the man who masters his inner world before attempting to control the outer one. This is the Chronicles of Life. And every chronicle of wealth begins the same way. With a disciplined mind that refuses to live in survival forever,